Grumpy?
All the lonely people crying, it could change if we just get started. Lift the darkness, light a fire from the silent and the broken hearted. Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up, you girls and boys? Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up and use your voice? There's a comfort, there's a healing high above the pain and sorrow. Change is coming, can you feel it? Calling us into a new tomorrow. Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up, you girls and boys? Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up and use your when the walls fall all around you, when your hope has turned to dust, let the sound of love surround you. Be like a heart in each of us. Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up, you girls and boys? Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up and use your voice? Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up, you girls and boys? Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up and use your voice? Stand up, stand up, stand up. Won't you stand up, you girls and boys? Won't you stand up, stand up, stand up? Won't you stand up and use your Welcome, welcome everybody. It's so nice to see you guys' faces. Oh my goodness. All right, so how many people have not been around people since the last time we were together? Everywhere good. Well, okay, it's not too much of a shock. That's good. That's why I asked that question. Okay, how many people have been hugging anyone since you've been here? So if you do not want to be hugged, that's okay. You know, we are a congregation of huggers. So if we come at you like this, all you have to say is this. And we know, namaste. What's namaste right here? Namaste right here, right? Yes. Namaste right here. Yes. And you know, we are honoring that. We're honoring that. Thank you so much. It's so wonderful to see your wonderful faces after this amazingly trying time in our country and in our world. And to see everybody still come back together is just, yes.
Yes. We've been praying diligently for each and every one of you to keep you covered in light, to keep your family covered in light, to keep your friends and loved ones covered in light, and we have just been doing that prayer for everyone. And look at the songs singing. Isn't it wonderful? I just need a little dolphin moment. All right. So we are going to be stepping into our program, and we're going to do that by dropping down low return, and we're going to ask Red Rod to come up and give us our treatment as we drop in.
We'll sing and then we'll go.
That's
just a teaser.
Harvest moment. You know, I just wanted to say just a special thank you to those who do double, triple, quadruple duty within our CSL, because these ladies, we were up, who was up until past midnight last night? Holding bullets. So it's been just really a challenge, but I really feel like we have come together, and yes, thank you so much for the growing pains. You guys are just flowing with it, so we really appreciate it. So here we go. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am dropping down, surrendering in love.
I am dropping down to the truth of who I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am dropping down, surrendering in love.
Anchored in love. At this time, see ourselves and feel ourselves anchored in love, anchored in the oneness, anchored as we are. I invite you to breathe in slowly and deeply. Feel the connection between your ground, your chair, and your head, everything all around you. And just breathe for this opening prayer. Father, Mother God, Infinite Divine Spirit, I am knowing that there is only one power, one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect, whole, and complete. And I know that that is the life that has made me out of itself. And what is true of me is true of each and every one here, everyone everywhere. No matter where we are, the center of spiritual living in Ocala, that each one is open to recognizing and unifying themselves with the one power that is everywhere, and most certainly all powerful and all knowing. And in this knowing, we're knowing there is a divine connection of love, of peace, of joy, of health, of wealth, of prosperity, of the divine connection that is happening from each and every one of these divine inspirations, so wonderfully bottled up as individualized expressions of each one, each face, each heartbeat. And so at this time, it's time of recognizing the love that is showing up again in person, that is showing up in form, in a wonderful form, the manifestation of dreams and desires and visioning and wishes, and most certainly the prayer of not only returning to what was, but moving into an even greater space within and outside. So I bless this time together. I bless this and name it as holy, as good, as fun, as joy, through the revealing of truth that is so wonderfully being provided by Reverend Cindy Grimes, knowing that she is an open and welcome receptacle of spirit to be able to share the message for today, living purposefully, living on purpose, the synergy of community, knowing that there is a one mind operating in, through, and as all that is showing up again in this wonderful new environment. It is showing up as each and every one says yes to the greater good that is constantly being unfolded, being revealed. I bless all of the words, the music, the musicians, everything that has anything to do with the success of this celebration of life. Oh, how wonderful it is to know that this center of truth, that this center of unlimited good is in greater operation in the here and the right now, for the greater good of all who are here, all those who are watching on Facebook Live, that this is a shared blessing that says, welcome. We know who you are, we welcome who you are. Sharing in the divine, in the holy, and the good, for the greater good of all. And those who be maybe even watching the recording of this, knowing that you too are sharing in this blessing. I call it good, I claim it good for each and every one. There is this renewal taking place on a grander scale. And so I allow this good to show up in fulfillment. What happens here is it's an actual playground of spirit, having fun, showing up again, whether it's hugs or saying namaste, that each one is saying, yes, I am here to stay for the greater good of all. And just feel it in your bones, feel it in your presence, and saying yes to this good as it continues to unfold. And so I simply let it be the good that it is already intended to be in the mind of God that is showing up right here, right now, and say yes to it in form, in reality, and allow it to be right here, right now. And it is so good right now, and now it is. Peace and blessings.
Dropping down to surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love, surrendering in love, surrendering in love.
And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Rodney. Oh, look at you. Who is this guy, Reverend Rodney? And welcome to everyone to Center for Spiritual Living Ocala. Do we have any first-time visitors today? I think I know everybody in the house. we have a few first-time visitors. Welcome. We're so happy that you joined us. This is a new gig for us, yes?
Yes.
Yes, we're so excited. And this is my dear friend, Reverend Rodney Gittens. He is joining us from the One Love Center in Brooklyn, New York. And you want to say anything else? Just an awesome prayer. Thank you for that great opening.
You're welcome, and thank you. I'm glad to be here. Reverend Cindy and I have been collaborating online. I've been collaborating with her online with Ocala CSL on Sundays, and it's good to be here. And we're in conversation about future collaborations with my center, One Love Center for Spiritual Living, myself, and even a physical presence here. So I'm feeling at home. I'm feeling at home and look forward to deeper connections with you all and see what can happen out of that. Because this is a time when we are exploring not just going back to so-called normal, but how to move forward. Because we feel that hunger and that need for connections. And yes, I'm a minister, you might have to grab the mic.
Grab the mic.
It's my morning. We were together yesterday, Reverend Rodney and myself and Lita and Donna Norma. There was a graduation ceremony yesterday for the students of the ministerial program. So we have, 9 new ministers, I think, or 7? It was a lot.
Yes, sir.
And I think 7 new practitioners in Orlando, and the ministers are all over the place. One was from Australia, another one in Canada, and then the rest are spread out throughout the United States. So it was a great gathering and a wonderful opening. I did my opening yesterday so I could be ready for today, and I'm just so happy that we're all here.
Yeah.
Woo! All right. Woo! My clicker's not working. New space, we're all getting used to new things. Y'all don't know, this team is so professional.
Yes.
One of the things, glitches just happened a little bit ago, and we kind of rolled through it. And now I hope we're not going to have some more glitches. But so can you do it? It's not changing. I know it's connected. It says something. It says connected. Well, so what did I want to talk about today? Are we still? We'll just keep going. So the first screen, the first one that you were going to see, was a big bang, pow. Remember the cartoons? It had the big stars and it says, "We did it! We did it! We made it through COVID!" It's awesome. It's wonderful to be alive and to be with you all and to just see your beautiful faces, as Donna said, and just be in community again. I have missed you. I've missed our time together. I've also loved, I'm not gonna lie, I have loved having my mornings off. But I'm thrilled for us to get back together again. And not everyone fared as well as we did throughout COVID. So I wanted to take a moment to think about those people who are not with us.
Yeah.
People who didn't make it through COVID. I know so many things have happened in this past year for each and every one of us. And so we just want to take a moment of silence and just acknowledge those loved ones who would be with us if they were here, that we know are with us in spirit. So we'll just take a moment of silence. We acknowledge their love and our presence. We actually have a friend, Rodney and I, in the ministerial program, whose husband actually has lost 4 beloved family members in the past 6 months. Right? 2 siblings and his 2 adult children. And they were with us yesterday, and it was so amazing to see them just going on with life, you know, as I guess any of us would. I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect to see them with smiles on their faces and enjoying the love. Thank goodness they gave us the gift of being with us and letting us love on them. So we know that there are people that are hurting, right? We know there are people that have been suffering through this time, and maybe some of you are still going through it. You know, some of us are still, you know, just because you're on a spiritual path doesn't mean that life is wonderful, right? That you never have any problems, because life is life, right? People get sick, people lose their jobs, you have moves. I mean, there's all kinds of things that happen in life, and we have to keep on going. Sometimes your PowerPoint doesn't work. Sometimes you spend hours working on something, and it looks like it's for nothing, right? But it's just life. It's life. And so we make the most of it. We make the most of it. And so, how do you like my butterfly?
Beautiful.
To be our theme, right? Because I have felt like that butterfly. You know, butterflies start out not as butterflies, right? We all know that. They start out as these creatures that crawl along the ground. Do you think the caterpillar, if a caterpillar could think, would be looking in the sky and saying, I wish I could be something else? Or just accepting that this is life as it is, right? And it goes into its little cocoon. Well, it doesn't start as a cocoon. What it does is it eats and eats and eats for a few days or a couple of weeks or something like that, and then it gets so fat and bloated and tired that it gets on a branch and it hangs upside down. And its body starts to kind of morph into something else. The skin gets hard and it crystallizes, and then what happens inside of that cocoon, what looks like that chrysalis, is that the body of the caterpillar turns into this goo. Just this, yeah. And I guess for the caterpillar, if it could think, it'd be like, this is the end. I guess, right? I mean, I would be thinking that probably. I don't know. What do you know? We're not caterpillars. But I want to read this little quote here about this idea, because I've always been fascinated with this. So, who wrote this? A couple of scientists, I think, wrote this. Anyway, they said the cells, let me go back here. Okay. So the cells which had been dormant in the caterpillar, and which biologists have had the poetic genius to call imaginal cells, begin the process of creating a new form and structure. At first, these imaginal cells, the seeds of future potential, which contain the blueprint of a flying creature, operate independently as single-celled organisms. So you got that right, you got this goo, this caterpillar goo, and there are these cells within the goo that have the blueprint for something else, and they call them imaginal cells. At first, they're regarded as threats, and they're attacked by the caterpillar's immune system, but they persist. They multiply and they connect with one another. The imaginal cells then form clusters and clumps. They begin resonating at the same frequency. Get that? So they start out separate, they find one another, they start to vibrate together, right? And they gather, resonating at the same frequency, passing information back and forth until they hit a tipping point. Then they begin not acting as discrete individual cells, but as a multi-celled organism, and the butterfly is born. Do we have a picture there? Oh, well. All of this was in pictures. You could see it all, so you can remember it. Oh, well. Oh, well. So we get that the caterpillar turns into this goo, and I tell you, for probably, I don't know how long it's been now, but at least 4 months, 3 months, 4 months, I have felt like I was in the goo. You know what I mean? Anybody else kind of feeling like that? Yeah. Like there's all this stuff swirling around, and I have no idea what it's going to look like, right? Because the caterpillar doesn't look anything like the butterfly, right? You don't know what's going to come out when this thing comes together, when it comes out of the cocoon. You have no idea. So I've been swimming in this goo with all of these pieces floating around, wondering, what the heck is this thing going to look like when we come back together as CSL Ocala? And so here we are.
Yeah.
And who would have guessed from meeting at our center to going online, that was a new little picture, a new part of the GU. And then this opportunity presented itself for us to use this space. And so I want to just do a shout out to the Showcase Event Center, which is the official name of this place, and to Elgin Kerala, who loves what we're about, the work that we're doing in peace building, and the Center for Spiritual Living, and he actually offered this space to us free of charge. That has been over these few months, one of the pieces that was floating around. They thought, well, what are we going to do with that? Are we going to use it? Are we going to need it? I mean, we have our own building. There were all of these thoughts. But now picture all of these people, look around at everybody in here, and us in that tiny space, right? Trying to social distance somewhat, and just like, here's Spartan's butterfly, this amazing creation that Spirit has had in store for us. So there are some things that stay the same, right? Like those imaginal cells are always in the body of the caterpillar, right? They don't really form or turn on until it's time for that caterpillar to take its new form, right? For it to transform into something new. And that is what is happening for us, I believe, that we are beginning this transformation into something new. But there are some parts of us that are still the same. And this is where I really wish I had my PowerPoint so I could hit on these notes.
It's coming.
It's coming. Awesome. Awesome. Well, this is a good place to start because these are our values. This is what is important to us. You want to call these the imaginal cells of CSL Ocala, is the values, is what's important to us. This is the stuff that carries on through no matter what the form is that we are, no matter where we meet, no matter how many of us there are, these are the things that are always true for us. We value spiritual growth and practice. It's the first thing. It's why we're here, right? To grow as spiritual beings. We value love. Love is the place that we come from and where we return to and what we're here to be and to express. We value appreciation. That word appreciation, if it's in the financial realm of things, it means what?
Increase.
It means to increase, exactly. So what we appreciate increases. Right? So we value appreciation itself. We value community. Yay for community! The rest of the list: freedom, creativity, health and wholeness, generosity, financial well-being. All of these, again, are part of the imaginal cells of Center for Spiritual Living in Ocala. Then, our vision and our mission. This too stays the same until we change it as a community, right? Until we make that change. But this is a vision that we came up with back in 2015. And we also said hashtag 5,000. Well, we'll show the number later because we hit hashtag 5,000.
There you go.
Just so you know. But we are a model center for spiritual living as evidenced by the transformational impact we have on our spiritual community. That means each one of you, each one of us, right? That our lives are transforming. And in visible ways, in ways that we can know and feel. And I don't know if it's happened for you, but it's definitely happening for me. Right? The person standing here right now in 2021, whatever day this is, June 12th?
Yeah.
13? Yeah. This one that happened 10 years ago. I didn't know this was in the cards for me. Let me just put it that way. There must have been those imaginal cells in my being that knew, but I was crawling around as a caterpillar, had no idea that there was going to be a day where I would be standing in front of groups of people speaking, having everybody looking at me and all that goes along with it. Right? I had no idea. No idea. So anyway, we are a model center for spiritual living as evidenced by the transformational impact we have on our spiritual community, this group, right here, the larger Centers for Spiritual Living organization, and our larger community of Ocala. And look at where we are.
Okay.
Right smack downtown in the middle of Ocala. How about that?
Yeah.
Yes. empower individuals to awaken to that power and presence that lies within and all around them. Right? So we believe that spirit, God, whatever you want to call it, the universe, right, is one. This is what all the great religions teach. This is what they profess. Right? But do we actually live it? Do we live like we are the living, breathing, moving expression of spirit itself? And that's what we're here to remind people about. Again, part of our imaginal selves, that this power and presence lives within and around us, and it wants us to live our best lives. Whatever is happiness for you, whatever you feel like is your purpose, what brings you joy, that is spirit wanting to express through you. Living, moving, breathing as you. That is how it knows itself, is through each one of us. And so, that was all supposed to be at the beginning. Here we go. We did it! We'll just keep, this is again for people that are hanging on by a thread. You know, and I will tell you the truth. When I walked into Center for Spiritual Living, I think it was 18 years ago, that's where I was. That's where I was. And I know lots of other people around here were in that same place. So if you're feeling like you're in that place, just hang on a little longer. It gets better. It gets better. Here's our butterfly. See the caterpillar to the chrysalis. All right. What an awesome team we have here. Thank you, Richard. All right, so here we go. We recognize, so this is again the imaginal selves, right? The part of us that is always the same, no matter how the outward appearances may change. This is who we are. Number one, we recognize, appreciate, and esteem our oneness, rejecting hierarchies of human value. What do I mean by that? Do you know that we have, I don't know if any of you suffer from this idea of not good enough, right? Somehow I'm not good enough, or, you know, I'm not thin enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not smart enough, I didn't have the right family. Whatever that thing is that you may have, let it go. It's not true. It's not true, and it never has been true. We live in a society that stratifies people, right? There are people who either for the color of their skin or their sexual orientation or whatever other thing they may have are seen as better than or less than. We reject, I want to say that very, very clearly, we reject any idea of hierarchies of human value.
Thank you.
Our Declaration of Independence, I think we're all Americans here, right? All men, it should have said all people, men and women, right? We'll correct that, are created equal. Every single one of us, the living, moving presence of spirit itself. That means as I'm looking out at each one of you, I'm seeing the face of God.
Yeah.
So take a look at the people around you and acknowledge the face of God. The face of God in each one of us. My God is beautiful.
Yeah.
And very diverse. You notice that?
Yeah.
All right. The next thing, we believe in a friendly universe. Y'all know the name Albert Einstein? He said the most important decision we make is whether we believe in a friendly universe or a hostile universe. Now, there are people who are living in continual fear. We see it all around us, right? They believe that life is out to get them. And living in continual fear. That was one of the greatest blessings, I think, when I found this teaching and these other people that kind of thought like I did, a little different, right? The idea that there is this thing we call God, you know, that so many people profess to believe in, and it wants our best. Always. It is always conspiring on your behalf. That was a revolutionary idea for me. I will tell you that. But that is one of the things, again, one of those imaginal selves that we believe in this teaching, that we come from a friendly universe. And that everything and anything you could possibly need already exists. It's already there. Everything. This place was already here. This place has been here for I don't even know how long. Probably at least 100 years. Close to it, right? So it's been here again, floating around in that goo. Didn't know that it was going to be part of our new emergence. Everything we need is here already. If you're going through a tough time, if you're worried about money or whatever it is, remember everything is here. And it's for us to align ourselves with that truth and become that open vessel so that we can receive that. Here's another thing about who we are as a group. We are all fellow travelers. You know that saying that we're spiritual beings? Spiritual beings having a human experience. Right? That's one of the things that we believe. And we are all on this experience. Every one of us in different parts of our journey. Right? For some, the journey's been bumpier, than for others. But we're all on a journey. And we all come into this world with our own gifts and talents and passions and things that we are here to do. Every one of us. From the tiniest baby, every one of us comes in here differently with different things that we're here to do. And our job is to find out what that thing is and to do it. And to live, to enjoy life. Spiritual beings having a human hero's journey to our best selves. How many of you know that idea of the hero's journey? You've heard that? They call that, the hero's journey is what's called the monomyth. So it's the one thing that you find like in every culture. Doesn't matter. This idea of the hero. Now the hero doesn't start out as the hero. The hero starts in a place, home base, let's say. And then something happens that makes that hero have to leave, or the hero in the making. Because they're not a hero yet, right? They're the innocent. And so they leave that place, that home, metaphorical home, if you want to call it that, a place of safety, that place that's familiar, that place where they are loved and appreciated, and then for some reason or other, they have to leave home. Either they're looking for something, they get pushed out, home needs something and needs for them to go out and search, so they go out and journey. Now this is all of our story. Right? Keep that in mind. It's everybody's story. But if you think about any of the great stories, the Star Wars, Harry Potter, Alice in Wonderland, Jesus, every story has this element. So they leave home and then go out into this world and have this journey where you get knocked around, right, and beat up and put down and forget who you are and why you set out in the first place, if you even knew. So life happens, but also along that journey, there are going to be people that you meet. There are going to be friends and mentors, right? Spiritual community, people who can help you along your path. And then the hero has that moment of the big showdown, right? You know that part that happens when Dorothy throws the water on the witch and she disappears? Yeah, she shrinks down, right? I'm melted. So that happens, right? We have that big showdown, but that's not the end of the story, because the hero has to go back home and take what they have learned and that transformation. They go from the innocent, right, to now the hero with all that knowledge and information, and they go and they take it home and they use it at home. Right? Yes, they use their power. And like Dorothy, what did Dorothy find out at the end? She had it all the time, right? She had the power within her all the time. Just like that caterpillar has the imaginal cells of the butterfly while it's crawling on the ground, and it doesn't know. It doesn't know. Dorothy had the power all along, and so do each one of us. We come into this world with it, and it's our joy, our journey, our excitement to find out what that is and to live that. Always to being our best selves. And the last thing of these imaginal selves, and what is so important to who we are as a community, is that we are here to love ourselves and others. Right? That's the greatest commandment. Isn't that what Jesus said? To love our neighbors as ourselves. And what that is saying is that we have to love ourselves first. We love ourselves. And then we can share that love with other people. Now, there's all kinds of things that can go wrong in that journey, and things that can have you forget. But this is what all of the great religions teach, the great spiritual traditions. This is what I have proven for myself, or I couldn't stand here and be able to speak about this. Right? To have had that experience of my own hero's journey. And the hero's journey, let me say this too, it isn't just one time, like you have this journey. I have a journey almost every day. Starts out great, I'm ready to get out there, and then shit happens. Get knocked around a little bit, and then I have to remember, oh yeah, this is who I am, this is why I'm here, right? Yes. So, can you see this? That this is who we are, this is who we came here to be. This is the message that excited me when I found this teaching, that made me want to go out and share it with everybody. Right? Because there are so many people, and I know when I found this teaching, I was in such pain. I was in such pain. And it didn't go away overnight. It didn't change overnight. There are still, again, those moments when I go through it. Right? But now I know where center is. I know how to bring myself back. I know how to tap into the truth of who I am. And when I forget, and there's still those moments, I have those ladies there I can call. My parents come over and they bring dinner. My husband says, come here, honey. I'll give you a hug, right? I've got my friends I can call, hold hands, right? We have our community. So that's who we are, and this is what we're here to do. This comes from a man. I love this quote from Parker Palmer. He's a philosopher and a great teacher. He says, solitude is essential to personal integration. Right? We all need those moments when we are to ourselves, right? Those moments of quiet and silence, whether it's in the morning or in the evening, or whatever it is for you, where you kind of collect yourself. We need those moments of silence and solitude. Solitude is essential to our personal integration. There are places in the landscapes of our lives where no one can accompany us. Right? There are things that we all have to do for ourselves. Nobody else can do it for you. But because we are communal creatures who need each other's support, and because left to our own devices, we have an endless capacity for self-absorption and self-deception. Community is equally essential to joining soul and role. Has anyone else seen in themselves that capacity for self-deception? And self-absorption? It happens, doesn't it? And sometimes we in New Thought, let me be truthful here, we get accused of this because, it's like, I don't mess with the world, it doesn't get to me, I don't watch TV, I don't read the newspapers, I just lay on my yoga mat and I'm zen, and it's all good. But let me ask you, is that really living? We need that. We do. I'm not going to deny that. We need those moments, yes. But we are here we're spiritual beings having a human experience, right? Bumping up against other people who don't look like us, don't think like us, don't act like us, right? And somehow we have to find this. We don't have to. We get to figure out how to make it all work and how to enjoy it and create this world that works for everyone. That is part of our vision as the larger Centers for Spiritual Living, creating a world that works for everyone. So, we want to balance our inner recharge time, and time of silence and quiet and inner growth and reflection, right? With actually doing things out in the world. The hero doesn't become the hero until they bring their gifts back home and use them for the greater good. Every single one of us came here with talents and gifts that we're here to use. And I'm not saying you have to use them for the Center for Spiritual Living, but you need to be using them somewhere. And you're going to be a whole lot happier. Oh my gosh, if you're just still in that mode of, gathering toilet paper or whatever the next shortage is, I don't know, right? Duking it out. You're not here to duke it out in the grocery store. We're not here to buy the next fancy car, although those things are all fun and necessary. It's not the purpose. It's not here to use our gifts and talents and passions and to live life to its fullest. And if y'all didn't get that during COVID, I don't know what's going to make you get it, right? Because we all came close. I got it. I got COVID. I got COVID. And I will tell you, there were times when I was laying in bed wondering if I was going to get out of it, if I was going to make it. Yeah, and it's a scary thing. But it's those moments of silence, those moments of quiet, of internal reflection. Is there anything I need to clean up before I check out of here? Right? Because that's the truth. All of us, every single one of us. It is the great equalizer and the great common denominator is that our time here as human beings and this human experience is limited. If you're not going to start living now, when do you do it? If you're not going to tap into your gifts and your talents now, when? When are you going to do it? Tomorrow's not guaranteed to anybody. Right? This is the time to live your best life. Live your best life. And if you're still in that place of hanging on by a thread, you need to talk to a practitioner, a minister, a counselor. We're here. We're here to help you move through that because we've been through it. Right? There's nobody here, I see the head shaking, right? Who've gone through their dark times, you know, and you didn't go through it just for yourself. Went through it so you can know the way and be able to lead other people through as they need it, in whatever way that looks like for you. So synergy. How many of you know that word, synergy? Right? The reason we come together in spiritual community. Now, synergy means that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So it's like instead of 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 1 = 50. Right? That's what happens when there's synergy. And I use the horses, right? That analogy there, because if one horse can pull 10,000 pounds, you put 2 horses together, how much do you think they can pull? Yeah, and if it was just simple math, they'd pull 20, right? But because of synergy, it's more like 30 or 40 that they can pull together because they do it together. So the more there are that come together in community for a common goal, that are pulling the same way, the easier it is for all of us. And the further we get, right? It's faster, it's more efficient, it's easier, it's more joyous. But we get into that place of synergy, of coming together. And that's the beauty and the power of spiritual community. That look around this room, every one of us is here because we recognize that we are on a spiritual path, that we're having this journey, and we're here to link arms and help one another. Right? Dorothy needed the Tin Man, and the lion, okay? And the scarecrow. They all looked different. They all had different gifts. They all came into her life when she needed them. And that is true for each one of us. Synergy. So our challenge. Here's my challenge to you. Find that thing that brings you meaning and joy. And when I say find it, it's not like you probably don't have to dig real deep. You know, maybe it's just there. It's the thing that is so innate to you that you don't even realize that it's yours, like that it's your talent or your gift. Like my dad loves to build things, you know, and he thinks everybody should be able to do it because it's easy for him, because that is his talent. That's his gift. I don't have that. I have other gifts, right? If you want an account, you want somebody to do your numbers and you know, take care of your money, that's not me. Find somebody else. You want somebody to talk and be your mouthpiece, right? And speak and sing and, you know, put PowerPoints together. I'll do that for you. I love that. That's fun. That's like play for me. Right? You have to find those people that fill in those spots, you know, the things that you don't like to do, right? Use your gifts and encourage other people to use theirs. Right? So find what gives you meaning and joy. Let go of what doesn't serve you. Oh my gosh, that caterpillar, right? He's got to shake all that stuff off. You know, and you know something else, if you try to take the butterfly out of the cocoon, like you want to help it because it looks like it's struggling, you know what happens to it? It dies. Because the butterfly has to develop its own strength to break out. And that's what gives it the power to fly. So we want to empower people, but we don't want to enable them. So it's very important. Let go of what doesn't serve you. Let go of what's keeping you tethered to the ground. All those false beliefs and those things are not good enough. All that nonsense. Let it go. Acknowledge, embrace, and share your gifts and talents. And if you don't know what they are, maybe ask somebody else. Sometimes other people can see you better than you can see yourself. Then you want to be the best version of yourself that you can be. Be loved, be kind, be decent. That's what we came here to be that light, to lift one another. Everyone has the capacity to do it. No, you've all been here before, so you've heard me say this before. Everybody can bring joy to a room, right? Some bring it when they walk in, and some when they leave. And so my hope and prayer, and actually my know, because I think I know everybody in here, is that you are the kind of people that light up the room.
Right.
But if you're not, hey, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. We can always learn and grow. Right? Be the best version of you that you can be. And then the last piece is to empower others to do the same. Right? It was so awesome to be in that ceremony yesterday with all those practitioners and ministers, people who have been through tough times. They found this teaching, they found this community, and their lives turned, they transformed. They went from being the caterpillar to the butterfly. And it's so exciting when that happens that you want to share it with everybody. Right? So that's what I'm inviting you to do, right? To share your gifts, your joys, your talents, your passions with other people and empower them to do the same thing. We are downtown now in Ocala for a reason.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
No more hiding. No more hiding. No more hiding. We're no longer going to be the best kept secret. We want people to know we're here because folks are hurting. And they need to know this message. They need to know that there is a God that is bigger than any and all of us, and that we are all part of it, and that we are all here to express that. That's what people need to know. And if you know it, you need to be sharing it. And so, I think that brings us to our affirmation. I have no idea what time it is. Probably
Okay,
talked way
it's
too
good
long.
time. It's 11:20.
It's good time?
It's a
All
good
right.
time.
It's good time. All right. Okay, so this is our affirmation. I'm going to say it, and I'm going to invite you to say it after I do, because you can't see it. It says, I live a wholehearted, joyous, and purposeful life, knowing that I am part of a greater whole that nourishes, grows, and sustains me. You ready to say it?
Yes.
Ready to own it?
Yes.
All right. I live a wholehearted, joyous, and purposeful life, knowing I am part of a greater whole that nourishes, grows, and sustains me.
Woo.
So it is.
So it is.
Read that affirmation, because we got another song for you.
Yep.
Now that we're all warmed up.
Wherever you stand, I'm calling every woman, I'm calling every man. We're the generation that can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late. We
will never be. Search for someone to lead. We've been looking for the world to change. You feel the same. Go on and sing if you're out there. Sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Tomorrow's starting now. Broken promises, no more call to war, unless it's love and peace that we're really fighting for. We can destroy anger, we can conquer hate. Put down your arms and raise your voice and join in hands today. Oh, I was looking for a song to sing, search for a leader, but the leader was me. We've been looking for the world to change. We can be heroes. Just go on and sing if you're out there. Sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Tomorrow's starting now. If you're ready, we can save the world. Believe again, it starts within. We don't have to wait for destiny. We should be the change that we want to see if you're out there. Oh, if you're out there and you're ready now, say it loud, scream it out if you're out there. Sing along with me if you're out there. I'm dying to believe that you're out there. Stand up and say it loud if you're out there. Tomorrow's starting now. If you're out there. If you're out there. You hear this message wherever you stand. I'm calling every woman, I'm calling every man. We're the generation that can't afford to wait. The future started yesterday, and we're already late. I love that song with every fiber of my being because I feel like that which is the call to action. You know, I've met many ministers in my entire lifetime, and I've been to many different churches and different modalities, and usually ministers don't step out into social justice. You know, they usually like just pray namaste right here. I'm not really going to go out in the mess. But this woman said, what is it that our world needs so that it's a world that works for everyone? That's what she said. Well, they need this teaching. Well, how are they going to find this teaching? And what if this is not the modality that connects them to the great divine? Maybe they're Buddhist, maybe they're Judaism, maybe it's Islam, maybe it's something else.
but what's the one thing we all have in common? And how can we bring that? And she said, we need peace. We can all talk about it. I wish for more peace. And then there are those who do something about it. And they step into the yard. No one, no less, right? Yeah. So Reverend Cindy, you're my hero. And I know you always talk about me being the hero in New York, but you are my hero because you stayed at home and you helped to build and you caught COVID and you pushed through it and then you came here and you stood and you said, we are still here. And guess what? People are paying attention and we are a model to yourself. And wait until y'all hear the announcements, y'all.
Okay.
Sharing our gifts. I invite you now to do the affirmation with me. It is the nature of life to give of itself, as it is the tree's nature to bear fruit, and the flower's nature to bloom. It is my nature to share the gifts of my time, talent, and treasure. I participate in the divine flow of life, giving generously and receiving abundantly. I am blessed, and I am a blessing. I am grateful. And so it is.
So it is, right?
And the baskets are here to go on. And Mary Lou also has a basket. And prayer requests, we have any prayer requests that go into that little treasure chest there that Chris with the K has? Chris with the K. That's what we call it. And thank you so much in advance for all the givingness that you have given when you couldn't even see the place. There was people still giving and supporting our center to keep that building going, to keep our electricity on, to pay insurance, to do all kinds of stuff. Oh, and different ways to tithe. Here you go. You can do a text to tithe, everyone. You can just text it, and it goes directly from your account to ours, or you can do it via PayPal. There's also a credit card machine swipe over here. If you need that, you're going to see Norma at the end. And she is right here with a beautiful light. Bless it. Would you like to bless the offering? Sure. Please.
It is my good pleasure to give this blessing for the wonderful activity of God known as giving. So I know that there is one power, one presence in the universe, and it is giving of itself in so many ways, shape, and form, especially in the form of money and financing, and the gifts that people have with their time and their treasure. And it is a good pleasure to give and to receive. And so I bless these funds that they do the great work that they are intended to do here for the Ocala Center for Spiritual Living, and for the givers and those who intended to give, and those who know in their mind and their heart that they have received a wonderful message and are giving of their spirit, of their energy for the greater good of Ocala. So I bless this all, knowing that it is going forth to do great work, continue to do great work in even greater ways. But this is so much more. I give thanks, knowing it is good, and so it is.
Yes.
Announcements. Can you hear me? No.
You hit the button.
How about this one?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so this is what's going on. I don't know how many of you have been following online with us. I know some have. Thank you. Well, and we're still doing it. Even though we've met today in person, I'm still going to do the online broadcast. That is still happening every week. For those of you who haven't not participated in that, we're doing a program from a book called See No Stranger. It is called The Revolutionary Love Project. And we are speaking, we meet at 3 o'clock in the afternoons on Sundays. And so do a talk, and then we've been meeting on Zoom. Probably not going to do Zoom today. No Zoom today, because we've been meeting here. But I'm so excited. This is an announcement. I will tell you more about this as we get further along. Another one of the imaginal cells, the things that was in the goo, right? So as I started doing this broadcast on Zoom, I really like it because we're reaching people all over the place. You know, we have people watching from Europe and I mean just all around on our broadcast. And I was interviewed by New Thought Media Network a few weeks ago, and the person who interviewed me said, "You really need to have your own show." Now, she wasn't the one who made the rules or whatever. I said, "Well, you know, I don't know if I have time. Maybe I'll talk with the person who runs it at some point." Well, anyway, we had another Zoom meeting of ministers, and I happened to be in a breakout room with Reverend Robert Brzezinski, who runs New Thought Media Network. And he said, "Well, what are you doing on Sundays?" And I said, "Actually, it's a lot like what you do. I invite guests, friends of mine who have different kinds of ministries, and we talk about blah, blah, blah. We're doing the Revolutionary Love Project and whatever." He says, "Well, what time do you meet?" I said, 3 o'clock on Sundays. He said, "That is a golden time for us. How about we produce your Sunday program and put it out on our platforms?" So New Thought Media Network has 6 or 8, I don't know how many different platforms that they put the messages out, and we don't have to add anything, we don't have to do anything. Spirit said, "Here you go." Isn't that awesome? Isn't that exciting? So that's that announcement. So we'll be starting the first ones, I think, is in June, first Sunday in July. July. Yes, and now, this is another great announcement. I don't know, we've been talking about this for a little bit, but we've got Lita Perez, who is going to talk to us about the Aura Clubhouse and let you know what's going on with that.
What a wonderful service. And I knew it was going to be amazing. So let's get it's amazing. My name is Lita Perez, and I am the director of the Aura Clubhouse. There were 3 to 5 patients that came out of a hospital, and they knew that they needed help, continued support. So they met on the steps of the library in New York City. And every day they met there. Someone found out that they did this, and they said, "You know, we have a house over here that you can use to do your meetings." When they got to the house, they said, "You know, we could use some painting. The furniture needs to come in here, and how about some lunch? Who can make lunch?" Well, from that evolved what is now known as Clubhouse International. That was back in 1948. And there are close to 400 clubhouses all over the world. And what we do is we help those who are struggling in mental health to acclimate back into society and to become an economic value to our community. We are the Aura Clubhouse. Aura Evela bequeathed a certain amount of money, and now we have a clubhouse here in Ocala. What I'm happy to say is, in April, I started thinking about, you know, we need a new clubhouse, and I happened to be at the center, and all I could do is pick up that phone and realize, "Hey, Cindy, I have a proposal." So we needed a clubhouse. We are leaving 1,100 square feet and coming into the Center for Spiritual Living. We are renting from the Center for Spiritual Living so that those people who are trying to come back and wanting to be more part of society, that they're not going through the stigma, that they're not being judged, that they're in a space that loves them, that understands them, and supports them, and will lift them up. This is who we serve, and we want you to start speaking about the Aura Clubhouse. We're going to be there soon, and your support. I'm so grateful to the board that said yes, to Cindy that said yes, to Rodney, who supported me in this, Reverend Rodney, thank you so much. This is an amazing opportunity. Who do you know can use our support? We're helping those who need that support. Thank you so much. Oh, I have these. They're outside. You can get them. You can learn a little bit more. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got brochures. So
it's not like.
yes, we're sharing the space.
Right.
Just to clarify that.
Oh, yes.
You know, we don't use the space usually during the week. So for the Aura Clubhouse to
Monday
make use
through
of our
Friday.
space Monday through Friday, to have lunch there, to be able to do the binding pairs, to do the landscaping outside. It's a win for all of us. It's a win for the Aura Clubhouse. It's a win for Center for Spiritual Living Ocala. It's another way that we are having an impact on our larger community. And so I'm so grateful. It was, I could see it when Lita had the idea, her face just lit up. It was like, oh my gosh, this would be a great location. And it's going to be a beautiful location for folks that are in need of it. So if you know anyone that needs the services of the Aura Clubhouse, please get in touch with Lita or myself. Anything else? Any other questions? Just want to put in a plug for the Big Sky Retreat.
Yes.
Yes, that is, let me see when it is. Actually, September 4th through 9th. It's like that Labor Day weekend kind of thing. And actually, it's near and dear to my heart. Donna and Norma and I have been going for years. Lita's going to go this year. We had at one time, we had 12 people that met in Montana at the Big Sky Retreat. We all rented a big house. It was awesome. But anyway, the big exciting news is that I'm one of the key speakers this year. Yes, I sat in my first retreat 5 years ago and I looked at the stage and I visioned and I said, I want to do that.
Yes.
I want to do that. And this year, I'm not the main one, but I'm on the lineup, so that's really exciting. It's a beginning, So if anybody wants to go to Montana to Big Sky, we'd love to have you join us. It's a blast. What else? Any other announcements, Rich? This one? This is the other big one. Okay, remember we said in 2015, hashtag 5,000. And we didn't really clarify what that meant, just that we wanted to impact 5,000 people right through the Center for Spiritual Living, somehow, some way. And I don't know if you can see this, but this, where's Richard? Richard, stand up. He stays over there in the quiet. You don't even know he's there. Would not have happened without that man. And this definitely would not have happened without his efforts. You know, all of those beautiful Facebook posts that you all share, you know, that come from the Center for Spiritual Living. It's the sharing. Richard starts them, and we have one here that had 114,979.
Organic, by the way, not boosted.
114,000 people, one post.
Wow.
One post. It was loved or liked by over 4,000 people and shared by over 1,000. This other one, over 98,000 people reached by that other message. Every day it's growing.
Yes.
Every day it's growing.
And look, we're almost at 13,000.
Yes, and then the people who are liking our page, 4,225. No, Seymour, people that like that.
Seymour.
Okay, gotcha.
That's Seymour.
Yes, I see that. So, post engagement 66,000. That's just incredible. Incredible from little old Ocala. You guys, how can that impact on our spiritual community, the CSL community, and the community at large?
New hashtag 10,000.
Next hashtag, we're past.
We're
What do we
right
want to do in the next 5 years?
60,000. Yeah,
Right?
it's good.
All right. I'm so excited about that. And there's the name, so you can see it. This beautiful location has just recently been renovated. He was supposed to get me a calendar of events because there's stuff going on here all the time.
I'm teaching.
So Lita's going to be teaching here. When are you teaching yoga Pilates?
On Monday nights at 7 o'clock, yoga Pilates and meditation, starting July 5th, Monday. Thank you.
Awesome. So we will be posting all of that on our page as well. So if you know Elgin, reach out, give him a big thank you, a hug, and better yet, book the place and give him some business. Anything else? Does anyone have any other announcements? Anything they want to say? All right. We got one last song.
Black screen.
Black screen now. Oh, should we bless the food now?
Yes, let's
Y'all know we're having lunch after this, right? Covered dish. Even if you didn't bring anything, there's always plenty. So we do this in our way.
Yes, of course. All right.
So we'll bless the food now. Get your snappers ready. Da-da-da. 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 Da-da-da.
We thank you, God, for giving the things we need for living, the food, the fun, the friendship, the CSL family. Da-da-da-da. Neat. Da-da-da-da. Sweet. Da-da-da-da. 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 Let's eat.
After the song.
Look around at the rainbow of people who come
gonna be a new earworm. I just know it. You're gonna be like, oh, so. And people are gonna say, what are you doing? And you're gonna say, oh, there's this place called CS Ocala. That's right, you should go.
All right. Okay, let's do our closing prayer. Y'all want to stand up? Stand up and do it all together. It's very simple. A great one to just take with you and say it to yourself throughout the week. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And so it is.
So it is.
Also, and now it is, and now it's time for lunch. Woo-hoo!